Today's problem is a minimum load issue, as a lot of them are. Most of the issues we get with radio raw and other electronic, what they call smart dimmers and switches, has to do with the load these days and the small amount of wattage that most of the LED circuits have. So anyway, in this case we have a 6 watt load and it just needs to be switched, but the RRD8ANS switch has a 10 watt minimum, so it's not going to work well or possibly at all. The RR2 PRO dimmer does have a 5 watt minimum, so that should work just fine. But the customer doesn't want to dim or doesn't need to dim, or possibly the load cannot be dimmed. And anyway, it's not an ideal situation, but we can try to accommodate it. I'm just going to take away most of the dimming functionality that we can by manipulating the settings in the advanced settings. So let's just add a dimmer here. This is a 12.4 software, and it's going to default to the Pro Dimmer these days. I'm not going to fill any of this out, including the device type, because it's irrelevant. I already have the Pro Dimmer. Obviously, you want to name it for your job, but we're just going to skip that for the demo. And here we go. And then just click on the device, or you can click here on the name of the device. Go to Advanced Settings. The low end trim can only go from 1 to 45%, so we're going to set that as high as we can to avoid dimming it down real low. And then the high end trim is 99. We're going to bump that all the way up to 100%. Here's an important one: on level, we always want it to come on at 100%. That way, if anybody does try to dim it the next time they turn it on, it will default back to 100%. Then we're going to take all the fades out of it. Just take these down to 0. The fade on and the fade off. And then to delay long off, we can only go down to 10 seconds, but we're going to do that as well. I think I called this high-end trim, but hopefully you're following along and understand this is low-end trim. So this is the lowest the dimmer could manually go. It would be 45% of its output, and then the high-end trim, it's all the way up to 100%. It defaults to 99 because typically you're not going to see any difference between 99 and 100. But in this case, we want to get as much out of it as we can because we're switching it. We're taking away the fades because we want it to come on and off instantly, just like a switch. And then we're just going to try not to use this delayed long fade to off, because the shortest setting we can adjust it to here is 10 seconds. In this case, the phase control is going to be set to reverse because we do have to neutral connect the Pro Dimmer to get the 5 watt minimum. So we're going to leave that on reverse. Otherwise you'd switch it to forward if you're only going to hook up the 2 wires, but reverse requires that neutral connection as well. And that's pretty much all we have to do there. Hit done. So now the dilemma is somebody could still dim this from the actual dimmer, from a keypad, from the app, all those places. So all I can say is label it the best you can, make it well understood that it's not to be dimmed. It should work as a switch the way we have it set up, but if somebody manually tries to dim it, it will dim. The only other solution we've done with these in the past is we put a tiny relay in between the output of the dimmer and the load. That way the relay will take the brunt of that. If somebody just decides to dim it, the relay will either drop out and open up, or it'll start to chatter depending on what voltage the relay sees. And in this case, we're using a relay almost as a protective device, and it's not really meant for that, but it keeps our dimmer and our equipment hopefully protected. So I'd highly recommend throwing a small relay in between there just as an extra precaution. But you can test this out just to make sure it works, and if it works, maybe you want to continue and throw